Perhaps the rhythmic beat of Morse or the colourful toss of bunting, and the flash of signal lamps similarly remain somewhere aboard this ship. Then there's the professional anxiety on the bridge as the officer watch awaits another ship's movement to comply with the collision regulations, or picks a route through a cloud of fishing dhows. That's mentioned especially for one officer here tonight. Or that feeling of navigation success when a warship is found on time in a deserted ocean, and together with the scares and the successes experienced, they all leave their mark. And these things experienced by the bridge team over 10,000 days and nights. And what about the engineers who breathed life into the machinery time and time again, who made a tough diesel system drive this ship for nearly 3 decades, in the heat, in a hard environment, especially in the Gulf summer, that only motor engineers can know about. Heaven knows she's had her moments, often surprising us completely. She certainly has ingrained character in that respect. Captain Kim Watts, some of you know, he contacted me recently. He's currently commanding Lion Bay out in the Gulf. And when he was passing his regrets to me, he reminded me that I should remember to switch off the lights when I leave. Well, in view of the reputation of the class, I couldn't resist going back to him and saying it was okay, because I was certain that in time-honoured leaf boat fashion, that event would probably happen when we least expected it anyway. But still, doesn't the plant that has been managed all these years, buried deep in the Bayleaf now, contain some of the life of those dedicated engineers who strive continuously to make her go, despite all, right to the end? And what about the cooking, the aroma of the cooking of supper, perhaps even a ras supper, that infuses the air and fills the nostrils of all after a hard day's work? I think surely I can smell that right now. And can I also hear the shouts of the FOSS staff through the corridors as they drilled us over countless hours and through successive sea training periods, and feel again the highs and lows that we endured on our way to operational success. Throughout the ship then, there are many places where the endless rotation of officers and crew have worked, ate, slept, wrote letters, emailed, and generally missed their families and worried about tomorrow as they shook off the weariness of the day. So do these spaces everywhere, at work, in the privacy of a cabin, do they not retain some element, some vignette of their men and women who endured over the years? Do they not bear witness to their toil, their memory of success, sadness and fear? Some of it must surely remain after we've left. And when the ship finally falls silent, perhaps we will hear it once again. And what are the families who waited and worried, never perhaps fully understanding the chosen life of their relation, while appreciating the perils all too well? Does their faith and sacrifice and the pain of separation still remain somewhere deep inside this ship, perhaps wrapped around it all? And then what of the captains in command of the Bayleaf? Like others here tonight, I am one of those who's been privileged and sat alone in that chair, part of the ship, in a role that in many ways is the ship, wedded to a vessel that becomes part of one's body, to one's life. What of those men? Have they in particular not left part of their souls here on board this ship? It does feel like that to me, and maybe for one or two right now, it feels like that also. I think you may agree that the answer to each and every question here in some way, different perhaps for each of us, is yes. How can all this fail to leave an indelible mark and a record on our empty ship? So by this perhaps then, this ship itself is alive, just as all who have served in her are alive, either in reality, like those of us here tonight, or in spirit and in memory, as those who have served. So eventually, of course, all things must come to end. And tonight, now, Bayleaf finally completes her long service as part of the RFA flotilla. Tomorrow I will depart. No more flags will fly. The ship's name will be painted out. All the stores and equipment will go. And eventually the crew will leave. The ship will be still. save the lingering lap of the sea against her empty hull. But the stuff of her past will still be here, in her spaces and her alleyways, and our memories will remain with us forever. What then of the future? Sadly, the world is not a peaceful place. We wish it was, but it's not. And like wars in the past that this ship has seen, there are wars today, as we know, and they're sorry to say there will be wars in the future. The RFA, God willing, will be strong and continue to serve alongside the Royal Navy and the international coalitions anywhere around the world when that call comes. There will be future tankers, future afloat support, and men and women will continue to be asked to crew them. Fuel will flow again from tank to warship, at sea, wherever it's required. And each time our people join their new ship, and each time that the engine is started, each time that the lines are slipped and the helm is turned, when the flags fly once again and the course is set, when those meals are cooked and the ship rocks gently in a calm sea, each time that drills are held or the FOSS staff embark, each time that the pump starts and the RAS occurs and another warship is able to lengthen her time on task because of what we do. Through storm and tempest, across ocean and sea, and each time safe port is reached once again. Each and every time these things happen. And when finished with engines is eventually rung, as I do now for the final time, because of all we leave behind and all we take with us, this ship, my ship, our ship, I guarantee, will live on. Thank you very much. Toast the ship, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you charge your glasses. I give you, for the final time, RFA Bayleaf.
So ship is out of routine.
Sir, watch stood down.
Thank you very much. Ship is now out of routine. The flags will no longer fly, unfortunately. That's Bayleaf now out of commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 cheers for RFA Bayleaf. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Ladies and gentlemen, one last thing. In honour of Her Majesty the Queen birthday tomorrow, we'll do the final toast. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Queen.
Charlie. That was quite the most affecting speech I've heard for a long time. And it's my job to thank you, your ship's company, your logistics catering staff for looking after us so incredibly well and turning the end of a fine ship into a very memorable occasion. I just want to thank Angela very much for all the interest she's taken in Bayleaf and for all the interest Ken, Mr. Pritchard, to me, took in the RFA throughout his career and subsequently. So a great family for us. But I'm principally here on behalf of the guests to thank Charlie and his team for looking after us so well and putting on such a superb occasion. Thank you.
Been a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, let's raise our glasses, please, to Charlie Simmons.
And finally, Angela, to mark your sponsorship over the years and to provide a lasting memory of tonight, it gives me great pleasure to present to you, if you'd like to come forward please. George here has the ensign that we pulled down this evening from the after end of the ship, and we'd like to present it to you as a lasting memory of this evening and of your time as a ship. Angela, George. More lines. If I may paraphrase JFK. Thinking about what's happening tonight, do not dwell long in the past, think more of the possibilities of tomorrow. They who think only of the then and now are certain to miss the future, and believe me, despite everything, the future is bright. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. enjoy the rest of the evening.